Too tired to paint, but your brain still wants to do something creative? I'm Krista. In this video, I'll show you a super easy neurographic watercolor you can do even on your lowest energy days. We'll lay down a beautiful wet-on-wet wash, draw intuitive neurographic lines, and add soft watercolor details to build a calming, abstract piece, step by step, no perfection required. And make sure you stick around until the end because I'm sharing my ultimate low effort hack for those days when even thinking about watercolor paint feels like too much. Now let's get our supplies ready. You'll need watercolor paper, any size you'd like, watercolor paints, a round brush and a jar with some water, a fine tip black pen that is waterproof, and a paper towel for blotting. If you don't have the energy to paint right now, you can watch and come back later. Watching can be step one. Before we even touch the paper with water, a little secret for successful wet on wet is to have your colors ready. For this calming neurographic piece, I've pre-mixed a few shades of blues and greens, some cooler, some warmer in my palette. This way, when the paper's wet, I can just drop in the color without rushing, letting them blend beautifully on their own. It takes away the pressure and lets you really enjoy the process. Let's create a beautiful soft background. Take a clean, wet brush and apply a layer of clear water over your paper. Now pick 2 or 3 of your favorite blues and greens. Gently touch your color-loaded brush onto the wet area. Watch as the colors bloom and blend on their own. This is incredibly relaxing. Just let the water do the work. Let this dry completely before our next step. This soft background will make our neurographic lines pop. Now that our background is dry, let's add the neurographic lines. Begin by drawing a few slow wandering lines across the page. Let them curve. They can cross, loop. No plan. You can start with 3 or 4 lines and add more if you want. The only rule here is to keep relaxed. If you're shaky or weak today, that's okay. Shaky lines work. We're not going for neat, we're going for honest. Once you have some lines, add a few more to connect empty areas so the page feels loosely covered. I even added a couple of circles. We'll soften all these sharp corners, and that's where the drawing suddenly starts to look intentional and calming. Time to round those corners. Anywhere 2 lines meet, round that point into a gentle shaped curve. Fill in the little triangles so you get smooth flowing joins instead of pointy angles. This part is surprisingly calming. You can go as slowly as you need. If your focus is wobbly, just pick one intersection at a time and round it. That's it. Keep going until most of the harsh little corners are gone. When you zoom out in a second, you'll see how much more peaceful the whole thing looks. So as you can see, I'm just continuing to go through and soften all those little intersections. It's not about making them perfectly round, but just taking away those sharp corners. I'm not going to add paint tonight. I'll wait and we'll do that in the morning when I have a clearer mind. I've had a really rough day today, and honestly, this rounding is about all I can handle right now. And that's perfectly okay. That's exactly why I want to try this neurographic art. It's perfect for those days when your energy is just low. And that's what's so cool about this. This isn't bad at all. I could totally do this up in bed, just sitting back, relaxing and drawing. It's so accessible. You don't need a big setup, just a pen and a paper, and you can just get lost in the lines. I know my shapes aren't all perfect, but that's the beauty of it, isn't it? There's no right or wrong here. I just love how these little rounded sections are starting to look like tiny beach stones, all nestled together. It's almost irresistible just watching them form. It's so calming, almost meditative. All right, I think we're going to call that a day for the lines and rounding. This feels complete for now, and I'm really happy with how it's come together. We'll let this rest, and tomorrow with fresh eyes and hopefully a bit more energy, we'll come back and add the beautiful watercolor layer to bring it all to life. Welcome back! With our neurographic lines all rounded and dry, it's time for the magic of watercolor to truly bring this piece to life. You can see how the lines have already created these beautiful organic cells, and now we're going to let the color move through them. I'm starting here where I want the colors to really sing. Notice how I'm layering in some of the richer greens. This isn't about covering up the previous washes, but about building up the intensity and adding more depth. And the great thing is, because we're sticking with these beautiful blues and greens, we don't have to worry about colors getting muddy. We're just enhancing the cool, calming palette we've already established. Now, as I apply the color, you'll see I'm not filling in every shape or cell. I'm letting the paint flow through the piece alongside the other colors I've already added. It's about creating a sense of movement and allowing the water to guide the pigment. The beauty of this approach is the organic flow, not in perfectly blended sections. Remember, this is about relaxation, not perfection. See how these neurographic lines create such a strong contrast? When I apply the watercolor, I'm careful to let those lines stand out. The paint enhances them, making them pop against the background rather than covering them. And as I work my way towards the edges, I'm thinking about the overall balance of the piece. It's about creating a sense of completeness, a gentle embrace around the entire composition. This final layer is a chance to really observe the colors, watch them bloom on the paper, and just be present in the moment. There's no pressure to make every single area perfect. The beauty is in the organic flow, the subtle variations, and the unique story each piece tells. And there we have it, the final watercolor layer. It's amazing how these simple lines and washes can create such a calming and intricate piece. This is truly art for those days when you need a gentle creative outlet, when your energy is low, but your desire to create is still there. The win is that you created something at all, not that you exhausted yourself finishing every corner. So in just a few simple steps, you've created a neurographic abstract watercolor with a beautiful wet on wet background, intuitive lines, rounded corners, and soft color fills. Okay, you made it. For the bonus tip on days where the fatigue is really hitting hard, or maybe you're stuck in bed or on the couch, skip the watercolor entirely. Instead of paint, grab a small tin of colored pencils. You can still fill in your neurographic shapes with color. You get all the same meditative benefits, but with absolutely zero water, zero mess, and zero cleanup. It's the ultimate low-energy coloring hack for your neurographic art. If this helped you make art on a tired day, subscribe for more easy watercolor projects made for ADHD, chronic illness, and low-energy brains. If you're up for one more gentle project, click on this video here for another simple, relaxing watercolor you can do without pushing yourself.